Becoming a great bhikkhu. In this sasana, those who have achieved jhana, absorptions, path, and higher powers are considered as great bhikkhus. At present, bhikkhus who have achieved such high states are not common. However, it is not possible to conclude that there are no such bhikkhus anywhere in the world. Considering the present day bhikkhus, those who have not broken major precepts that would affect their papaja status, try to observe all precepts, take measures to correct broken precepts fully, perform duties, engage in bhikkhu practices such as studying the Dhamma, teaching the Dhamma, giving Dhamma talks, chanting Parita and meditating, reducing defilements such as greed and conceit, as far as possible develop virtues such as loving kindness and compassion, although having no permanent abode, benefactors, relatives, or wealth, but is a helpless person living by traveling from place to place, should be called a great bhikkhu. It must be considered that the greatness of bhikkhus is measured not by their positions, degrees, and wealth, but by qualities such as morality. A bhikkhu does not please people in order to receive favors, does not engage in disagreeable activities looking for requisites, but practice honestly. May be short of requisites such as robes. There will be people who insult him wherever he goes, and less people will treat him well. Therefore, he will find it difficult to carry on life for a long time. It is due to these difficulties that bhikkhus who conduct themselves according to rules do change after some time. Some who looks for requisites in an improper manner and break certain precepts such as vikala bhojana, even under difficult circumstances, is not a great bhikkhu. To become a great bhikkhu, one must prepare both mind and body to face any difficulty. A delicate body is a great hindrance for the practice. When the body becomes more delicate, the requirements also will be more. Those who seek treatment for the body have to supply them by improper means. When such supplies become short, to avoid such a situation, one must prepare the body to be able to bear up sun, rain, dew, and any climatic condition, to live on any type of rough food, to consume any unpalatable food, to live on any kind of food when required quantities are not available, and bear up the pestilence of flies and mosquitoes. Hindu yogis condition their bodies with exercise. It is not found in the books that the practice of physical exercise was prevalent among Buddhist monks. However, it is not bad for Buddhist monks to condition the bodies by exercising, even if one does not engage in exercise activities such as walking, going on arms round, and performance of duties can condition the body to a great degree. One who conditions the body should practice sitting and sleeping on the hard surfaces. Train to stay and sleep in the open air. Must get used to drinking cold water instead of gilanpasa. Should consume food with awareness of the required quantity. Should not consume various items of food from time to time, even during allowed periods. It is harmful for the body to get used to consuming sweet drinks such as tea, coffee, as gilampasa. There had been no habit of consuming gilampasa by bhikkhus in ancient times, as done by present-day bhikkhus. They have used cold water to quench their thirst. It is made clear by the fact that bhikkhu duties specify that drinking water should be made available. It is not stated in the Vattakundhaka that Gilanpasa instead of water should be offered to an arriving visitor. It is quite clear from the following statement in the Vinaya commentary. Paniye na pachantena sase sakim anitam aniyam sabham pivati puna anemiti pachitabo, which says that if the visitor drinks all the water offered to him, the bhikkhu who offered the water should ask whether to bring water for a second time. That bhikkhus consumed cold water and not gilanpasa in the form of tea, coffee to quench thirst. The habit of consuming gilanpasa is also not found among Burmese bhikkhus. There the visitors are also offered cold water. It is somewhat of a hindrance for bhikkhus to have acquired the habit of chewing betel or tobacco and smoking. Betel being available wherever you go, the habit of chewing it is not so harmful. However, as lay people do not frequently offer cigarettes to bhikkhus, they have to supply same themselves. Those who are used to cannot be without them. Therefore, the bhikkhu who is used to smoking tend to supply the likes of cigars by improper means. Therefore, acquiring the habit of smoking is a greater hindrance to becoming a great bhikkhu. Conditioning the mind is reducing defilements such as greed to developing qualities such as being satisfied with whatever is available. Mind can be conditioned by studying and practicing qualities required of a bhikkhu. The craving that seeks many requisites, pleasant requisites, reverence, and praise is a hindrance to becoming a great bhikkhu. To spend a good life as a bhikkhu, one must get used to being satisfied with whatever requisites such as robes that are received, learning and reciting the following stanzas taught by Sariputta Mahathera is very useful for bhikkhus. Allam sukham va bhunjato na balham suhito sitya anudhara mitaha rao suto bhikkhu paribhaje. A bhikkhu who consumes delicious or rough food should not completely fill the stomach. A bhikkhu must become one who eats the right quantity with reflection. Chataro pancha alope abhutva dukam vive alam pasu viharaya pahitata subika Pkunuwita. One must eat about 4 or 5 mouthfuls of rice, less than what is required to fill the stomach, and drink water. It is sufficient for the comfortable living of bhikkhu whose mind is directed towards Nibbana. Kapiyam tam ve chadheti chivaram idamatitam alam pasu viharaya pahi tatassa bhikkhuno. If the robe received is a lovable one and it can cover the required places of the body, then such robe can be used for the benefit of protection from the cold. Such robe is sufficient for the comfortable living of a bhikkhu whose mind is directed towards Nibbana. Pallankena nisinasa janukha bhivasati Alampasu viharaya pahitattasa bhikkhuno. If it would just prevent the knees getting wet, then sitting in a cross-legged position, such kuti is sufficient for the comfortable living of a bhikkhu whose mind is directed towards Nibbana.